Good evening, everybody. Good evening, TGIF. Commander, hi, Commander. What's going on? What up to my 33 brother? Nines coming in to represent. What up, Nines? The word is in the building. Uh, I know it's been a while, but a lot has been going on for me. Not nothing really like traumatic or dramatic, but for those of you that or don't remember or have really just been, coming to my lives or whatever the case may be. Uh, so pretty much last year, I felt that something was placed in my heart to where, you know, I had this season, this year was my season of harmony, right? And so, go ahead, word. But my season of harmony, right? And I'm saying to myself, well, what do you mean by harmony, harmonizing? Well, for most of us, harmony means to like, thank you, Commander, for the kind words. For a lot of us, harmony means to bring together, to unite, to come together. Whether, I know harmony for a lot of people means like music and songs, but in this particular case, harmony means to bring a bunch of people together. So, with that instruction placed in my heart and my mind, I did something that would be, it's it would be seen as cool. It would be seen as, harmonizing, right? So what I did this year, well, first let me start off by saying this. Well, all of July, for the most part, right? I was blessed to have all my children with me, right? So I got a son who's 14 and two daughters, 8 and 6. So I had them with me for most of, from let's say June to August, right? So that was one part of harmony. And the funny part is they don't they don't have a relationship because they have two different moms. Well, there's two different moms in the picture, and you know the older my son is the oldest, but he never really had an opportunity to spend time with his sisters, right? So, well, besides last year, I did this last year, but this year is something different. So, in between that, right, while this is going on, in the background of that, I was, you know, getting in contact with certain family members, right, and family that hasn't seen each other in 30 or 40 years, inquiring about, each other and things like that. So, I came to the conclusion maybe this is what was placed in my heart of harmony. So, I decided to plan a family reunion. So, I'm planning a family reunion, and I'm finding cousins that didn't know they was cousins to us. You going through the family archive, the family secrets. You digging, you digging, you digging, and then you come up with a secret of a relative had children that nobody spoke of, that nobody dare would breathe a word about. Right. So I'm doing all of this, and I'm finding them, and they like, yeah, well, that was my dad. And I'm sitting there laughing. I'm like, this is unbelievable because that's my uncle, well, my granduncle, because my grandmother and this individual were brothers and sisters. So I'm finding out he got kids. I'm going through the system, not the system, I'm going through the channels of meeting his daughters, right? He has six in total, but I found four of them, but one had already passed. So I'm doing all of this, and I'm meeting his daughters, his grandchildren, and they got children going down the list. So I said, all right, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to plan, I'm doing a family reunion, where it all started at in New York. So I'm picking up the meet and greet site, which was in, New York. And, everybody's gathering and doing all these things. And then the day comes, right? Which was last weekend. So I'm sitting there, I'm, ripping and running the streets of New York, making sure, everybody gets to where they need to be, so on and so forth. But one thing about, completing a season is that there's always going to be bumps in the roads. There's always going to be someone trying to create a dead end avenue or a dead end street. So when you go through those situations, you got to maneuver the best way possible, right? I don't know, I don't know if you guys have taken those long trips, right? For example, I drove from New York to Georgia and Georgia to New York. Anybody that knows that travel know that's not a 4 or 5 hour drive. That's half of a day drive, right? So when you're making these things happen, you stopping by, you meeting people in Charlotte or you know Maryland and Virginia and things like that. Yo, I'm just letting you know I'm on my way up. Okay, cool. Nice to see you. This, that, and the third. So you gathering all of these people up, and you fighting a different attitude. You fighting it, not attitudes, but the mannerisms of people. And by hook or crook, you sticking it out. You sticking it out. But like I said, those forks in the road come in. Well, I don't want to meet new people. I like it the way it is. I don't know these people. I never grew up with these people. Who are these people? So on and so forth. But for me, it's different because if you don't have a completion of who you are, you can't be in harmony with yourself, right? So I have to learn these different personalities. I have to learn these different people, the aspects, the journeys they went through, so on and so forth. So now the day is here. And now they're meeting each other. They're starting to look at each other. They're seeing the similarities in the facial features and the mannerisms and things like that. I felt it was like so awesome. It was so revitalizing. Like, yo, my season's complete. And not only beside, well, let me stick with the family real quick. So when you're doing that family aspect, you having first cousins seeing each other for the first time in about 40 years. You got second cousins that ain't never seen each other, didn't even know about these cousins, all because families don't like having those conversations, right? So while I'm doing all those things, I'm turning around and saying, like, yo, this thing is hitting. It's a success. It's really hitting. But I'm gonna shout out some people real quick because you know not only did that help me, but talking to you guys have helped me, right? Talking to people like Meek, Word, Tay, people, uh, Cheeky, CC. Talking to these people that give you the words of encouragement that allow you to stay on the course, stay your courses, right? So just imagine if every time I fell, I didn't have nobody to talk to. The season would have been, uh, the season wouldn't even have developed into a good fruit. It would have been seeds on solid ground, and you can't root nothing on a solid ground. You can't root things on cement. You can't root things on negativity because if you bear it on those type of things, you ain't going to results ain't going to be where it was. So I'm shouting out those people, but I'm saying this to say that you know the journey was worth it because I get to see the smiles on people faces. I get to see the fact that, oh my God, I haven't seen you in 40 years. You know, I haven't. It's nice to meet you for the first time. Oh my God, you look just like my dad, or you look like my cousin, or you look whatever the aspect is. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you got to understand that just because there's a season placed on your mind and your heart and your soul, it doesn't mean there's not going to be some obstacles that's going to stop you from doing these things, right? And I know this is crazy because I know this is resonating with one person. I ain't gonna say no names, but The fact of the matter is, we have to stay the course. You stay the course because the results of the seeds that you're planting in this season is going to develop into exactly what you planted them for, right? If you're planting seeds for peace, that's what you're going to get. If you planting if you planting seeds for victory, you'll get that's what your fruit is going to bear. All of these things I'm saying is going to come to fruition because you're staying the course. A completion of a thing is not never going to be this, excuse me, one way in and one way out. There's always going to be situations that occur. You might run into some dry seasons, some droughts, right? Like I know pretty much in the South, it was a drought for a whole month at 95 and 100 degrees was kicking down there. In the Northeast, it was the same way. And people was losing, their plants wasn't being productive because it was so dry. You running out there pouring water on the soil so it could be fertile and all of those things. That's the things that we have to do in everyday life. We have to continue to understand what our jobs are, right? If your season is to be what it's supposed to be, we have to do the work. We can't just let somebody come in and stop it because they're haters in the midst. Well, there's always going to be haters in the midst, right? There's always going to be someone that's trying to stop your season because you're the gardener of said season. They won't mind it from nowhere else. They won't object to it. They won't block it, but only because it's you. You got to understand that when you're doing the right thing, haters are going to come into the midst. There's going to be people that's going to make your good evil spoken of. It's a shame. But if that doesn't happen, that means you're not doing your job. And that's just something that I learned. Whether it's family, whether it's friends, whether it's people on this app, you're gonna run into those people. Why? Because your assignment is turning into a success, right? I don't care if it's just one person or you hit 10 people, right? Just like if it's one person here and 10 people or 10 people in my chat or 100 people in my chat, this thing has to go out there anyway. Why? Because this seed is going to be fertilized in somebody's heart, mind, or soul. And when that happens, it'll resonate into whatever it's supposed to be in that person's life. I can't give up on the fact that, people don't like me, so they ain't show up, or people ain't gonna like me, so I can't spit this message out. At the end of the day, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. It was placed on my heart and my mind to do so. So as I go back into the season of completion, right now that this season is done, right, I have been working. I had been planning for this longer than what I was supposed to, meaning I have been in certain people's backgrounds, trying to make, things make sense for somebody, bringing a harmony and peace into people's lives, whether it's through this live, whether it's through whatever it is. You sit there and have a conversation just because you believe you're doing the right thing, right? And when you're doing the right thing, 9 times out of 10, because there's always an exception to a rule, is going to succeed the way it's supposed to succeed. So a person that is running a race, they're pacing themselves to win. That's what I had to do. So even like I said, even here, even on the app, I speak to people in the background. I have the conversations. You know what I mean? I try to bring as much harmony into a situation as possible. Even if it's just a conversation, I add to it because I think I am I am gelling a conversation to somebody that may not understand another person's conversation or topic or whatever. So I try to simplify things for other people so that way they could understand a message and join in and feel like, hey, I get what the brother's talking about, or I get what the sister's talking about. Good evening, Watermelon. So, but of course, there's always obstacles. Like I said, that doesn't mean that you don't finish your completion of your season. It just means you have to work a little harder. So in other words, if you trying to harmonize yourself with joy, you can't be around people that's the opposite of joy. You understand what I'm saying? You can't be around people that's not willing to add to your improvement. As I always tell y'all, change, cheeky, good evening. Change is something that I don't use because you can always change for the worse. But if you're improving, I've never heard improvement be a negative concept. So that's why I always tell people to improve themselves. When you work on yourself, improve yourself because you can always change for the worse. But even in this season of harmony, you improve you improve the soil that you want to plant that seed in. You got to work hard on it. It's been a drought. So now what you do, you water it, you put your hand, you get your hands dirty, you make sure that soil is receiving the nutrients of said water. So now you can plant your seed and then it'll blossom into whatever it is that you blossom into. But then, like I said, there are going to be days that where the drought comes in. There's not going to be enough rain. There may be some time where the sun ain't even out because it's been raining. It might be too much water for the soil. It's your work that produces the seed. It's your work and understanding that allows that seed to become that good fruit that you intended it to be. So now you have to sit back and say, you know what? You can enjoy your completion. You can enjoy that harmony. But it was a beautiful sight when you see said seeds develop into that thing that you wanted the most. And for me, this year was harmony, right? I got to see these cousins smile for the first time, hug, and shoot the breeze. Oh my God, I heard so much about you, but it was so long that I don't know why we didn't do that sooner. But the fact that I made the steps, that I took those steps, is the productive steps that I needed to take in order for the season to occur, to be completed. And now that it's done, you can sit back and say, you know what? That's when you take your break. It's not even a season, where you can just say, you know what? I'm just going to enjoy the fruits of my blessing. No, because now you're ready to do something else. And those are the things that we have to do. Uh, we have to sit back and be ready for whatever's placed on our heart the next time or the very second that is placed there. We have to get ready to go on out and do the next thing, right? But some of us haven't even completed our season, and I understand that. But it doesn't mean that it's not going to be completed. It doesn't mean that you are not doing the steps that you need to be completed. It just means that it may take a little bit more time. So you got to stand your ground, right? There are occasions that's about to occur to where people are going to be afraid of what you're planting, the seeds that you're planting, all because they are for the right reasons and the right aspect and the right mind frame for a person to go ahead and do what they need to do. We have to stop worrying about what others think about what we're saying, and we have to do it because it is in your heart to do so. We can't keep worrying about, well, I don't know if this is going to be received. I can't worry about that any longer because at the end of the day, if you if you plant the seed, you just got to wait for it to develop. It's just like I tell you all the time. If you got a message and you leave the message on a piece of paper and leave it on the table, somebody's gonna pick it up and read it. And if it doesn't resonate with them, they'll probably put it back down and leave it for someone that it will resonate for. That's what your seasons are about. It's going to resonate with somebody, not just for you, but for somebody else. That information may help them take the next steps into their greatness. It may give them the boost and the energy that comes from the trials and tribulations that they're in, whether it's being a victim of a situation in their mind or their body or their soul. It may elevate them it may encourage them to take those steps forward in the right direction. But you have to be willing to not be able to give up because of stagnation. Y'all know I say stagnation kills, but you got to overcome the stagnation. You got to become the person, You got to become the occasion, meaning, we rise to the occasion. But now that you're planting these seeds in the right places at the right time for the right people, you'll become the occasion that people must rise to. The haters is going to do everything to snuff out those roots that's being implanted, because they know that you're doing the right thing. So you have to overcome that. Whether it's Cheeky with her history, whether it's Watermelon with her makeup, well, and whether it's the word with what he do on a daily basis, we have to continue to do what we do. Yeah, we may not be getting the numbers like everybody else, but we're not looking for clout. We're looking to be the people that give the information to the people that they can use it for the right reasons. And that's how it is with gardening. That's what it is about these seasons and planting. You plant because you're waiting for the productivity of the seed that's being nurtured in the right way to develop into something beautiful. Whether it's a new mind frame for somebody, whether it's a new attitude or a new perspective on life, you're doing this because you believe that it's the right thing to do. And that's why you do it. That's why you become the planter. You want to reap what you sow, but right now it's not even about you reaping it. You just want the thing to develop into something that is a beautiful a beautiful product, whatever it is in life. Let them people eat off the organicness of what your heart is, and your effort that you putting out there. And those are the things that we are doing in everyday life. So we have to continue to work on that, because if we don't work on it, there's somebody out there that's looking for help. And I tell y'all all the time, I know this ain't the app for people to do that or believe it, but there are people that are doing those things. There are people that's really out here that's trying atmosphere. Good evening. Is people out here that rather talk on these apps than talk to people. Not because they're afraid. It's just that they may feel more comfortable in the background just speaking something, and then they get the information and the help that they need. And now those are the things that we do, right? All the time people ask me, well, why you don't show your face? Because I don't want my face to be seen, because I'd rather the message be delivered without the face, because I don't need people looking in my face. I need y'all to receive the message. It's not that I'm an ugly dude or whatever the case may be, but the whole point of me being here is to add to somebody or to help somebody. As I always tell y'all, if I offer my ears of service, my arm is, I'll be an olive branch for somebody, because there may be somebody that don't have nobody out there in real life, and they can find us here. They can find you here or me here or whoever. So when you go through those situations, you're planting a seed that day you can be comfortable even on YouTube. Lord forbid if you could become comfortable on YouTube to where I can say the things that I need to say, and it is helping or resonating with somebody. So that's the season of harmony that has been placed in my heart. And that's why I do the things that I do, not because I'm looking for a reward. My reward is to help somebody. My reward is for somebody to say, you know what? I heard this brother say some things that made sense to me, and it has helped me to get to my next step in life. Whether it's one step or 12 steps, whatever number it is in your life, if you apply it and if it works, it's not that I'm right, it's right. It's right for you. I'm just blessed enough to be able to give that saying or that message or that information to somebody, that it'll help somebody elevate from the doldrums that they may be going through in life. Because people are getting tired of looking for the hills from which their help may come, and just understand that, hey, there's somebody right above me that's trying to get me out the valley. And then whatever I can do to help you continue to elevate, that's what I'll do. You know what I mean? I know people get spiritual, and I know people that, I know I'm waiting on God, but sometimes God send people into your life for you to get to start your season, or to help you get through your season. My season is good, but there's some people that's having a season of overcoming. There's some people that's having a season of doubt. There's some people that's in a season of misery, right? All I can do is tell you, hey, hold, keep fighting. The race is never given to the swift nor the strong, but those who endure to the end. So if you endure, if you endure, you will get to the finish line. If you pace yourself, you will not become tired of your walk or your fight or your battle or however you want to look at it. But there's a season for everything. If there's a season for joy, there's a season for pain. And if there's a season for pain, your joy has to come after a while. But if you don't understand that stuff, if you don't really allow that to resonate, you'll never understand. You'll just be in the doldrums forever. No, your season is coming. You just need them people to say, you know what, this is my time. This is the reason why. This is the reason why I need to overcome because there's something better for me at the end, right? And as long as you do that in your season, and that God has placed that in your heart, and it's been placed in your soul and your mind, you can overcome these things. You understand? You can overcome these things, but it's up to you, right? We are only here to increase these things in your life, or to just even to spark the interest of say, hey, you can overcome your depression. You can overcome that trial and tribulation that you're going through. You don't no longer have to be a victim. You could be victorious in your situation. But if you never hear it, you wouldn't know what encouragement is. You wouldn't know what a uphill battle can really be victorious because you never seen nobody do it. If you stuck in doom and gloom, you never know that there's joy on the other side of that. All because you've been stuck in a season so long that you don't even realize that it's only supposed to be a season, not a whole term of years. Season comes and goes, years come and go, but seasons are only supposed to be momentarily. A year is a year. You understand what I'm saying? But some people carry their seasons of doldrum year after year after year. But you can overcome these things. You got to understand that you hold the key to whatever your season is. It's in your storehouse. That's why I tell you all the time, you guys are the storehouse. You got to look inside yourself, right? And if anything I'm saying can help you look for whatever is in your storehouse and stir that gift up, or plant, allow that seed to be planted on fertile ground, then that's what I'm here for. Then that's what I'm going to do. I can't plant the seed for you. All I can do is give you the mindset of it's possible. All any one of us could do is say it's possible. You got to believe that positivity can win over all aspects of things, right? I know there's people that's for sure saying, every time I take one step forward, I take three steps back. Well, we got to figure out why are we taking three steps back, and why are we not overcoming those steps that we're taking backwards. What's pulling us back? We got to break that chain. We got to break that yoke so we can continue to go forward at all times. Yes, Chigi, you have to stay positive at all times because we have to understand we may be losing some of the battles, but if we start winning some of the battles, then you can say I'm winning. I can win the war. If you're not winning no battles, you might surrender before you even get the strength to say I can overcome it. That's not our job. Our season is to overcome certain things. Our season is supposed to be successful for the most part. I'm talking about positive seasons. I ain't talking about that other stuff, because I know there's other people with contents that's doing things, and they look at the negative side. I'm not speaking on the negative side of things. I'm always going to speak on the positive side of things. Why? Because if we're trying to improve our lives, right? We can't worry about the things that's holding us back. We have to continue to say, okay, what else do we need? Is it if we need umbrella to block the sun? Is it too much sun, which is impossible? But there's some people that will try to block your shine because it's just illuminating, and it's such a blessing that people will come to you out of their darkness because they're hearing your voice. They're receiving your words. They may see their words in the mind. right? And at the end of all of that, right, the person that season is coming to completion, they're gonna see things that they never saw before. They can close like I closed my eyes when I after this family reunion, and I just kept seeing five, the number five, five, five. And I asked, I think I was speaking to Tay, and Tay was telling me like, "Yay, five can be, a freedom of being released from something. Like, hey, it's done, it's finished." Right now, the freedom of a thing, not that it's complete, but the freedom of that assignment is now gone past you. And those are the things that we have to understand, that these things are occurring to you because you're on the right track. You have to continue to stay on the right track. You got to continue to pace yourself in order to complete your seasons. Right? It may be a little cold for you right now, but it's gonna warm up. It's okay, right? You understand those hot and cold seasons may affect your everyday planting of your seeds. But at the end of the day, you can still complete it by you just being patient. Sometimes, if patience is a virtue, just imagine how long your patience can get you to a muddy situation. You don't have to feel like you're in quicksand. You can wait until that muddiness becomes hardened when that sun comes out, right? It's just like if you mow your lawn, right? If you mow your lawn during the wet time, it's going to get clogged up in your blades. That's why they tell you if you got dew in the morning, try to get yourself about 10 to 12 o'clock. So that way that dew is good being evaporated into the sky. Now you can cut the grass the way you need to cut the grass and make it look pretty. You make your lawn look pretty. You make your lawn look successful. Then you cover everything to make sure that your grass is not being overtaken by weeds and so on and so forth. You have to understand you have to protect yourself at all costs. And that's just by you just making sure that no weapons that are forming against you can overcome that joy that you're trying to find in your life. If your season is joy, you cannot let misery and doom and gloom come and sneak up out upon you like weeds. Don't let it hold on to you. You got to find it and snip it before it even starts to grow. You understand? You got to put those pellets out there so the weeds don't grow in your life. Those are the things that we must do. And that's why you know, we have to continue to fight. What you say, word? I only show my face for shock value. Probably why I've been losing subs. You was a trip. Nah, it ain't even about that, man. It's sometimes they may think our seeds are bland, right? The message is bland. It may not be resonate with some people, and that's cool. You understand? Like I don't mind losing people, right? I'm pretty sure I lost maybe 50 people so far as me doing YouTube, but I don't care because, like I said, I'm here to just give what I think will help somebody. If it doesn't help, I'm going to lose subscribers, and I understand that. Those are, those true people that are receiving what I'm saying. They understand where I'm going with this, so they're not gonna worry about if I say something wrong. They're gonna unsubscribe me. They understand if I make a mistake, they're not just gonna unsubscribe me because I said something that may not have been in their favor. I may step on some people's toes about what I'm saying. It's not about that. Shakira, hey, it's morning, but good evening. I'm gonna say good evening anyhow. Um, those. Hi, Lisa. Good evening. But at the end of the day, you turn around and just do the things that you need to do because you have to understand your season is going to help somebody get the nurturing that they need for them to elevate themselves, right? It's not about you. If you gardening for yourself, that's one thing. But sometimes, even when you garden for yourself, it's going to overflow. And then I can actually help some people now because helping you is helping somebody else. Or as Word would say, a better you is a better us. Shout out to the nine. Because at the end of the day, a better you is a better us because you could be a positive insight on somebody that's next to you or your neighbor or right around the corner from you or whatever the case may be. Somebody say, how you do that? Then you had a conversation. Oh, that's all I had to do. And now they'll take that information. they'll apply it to them lives, and then they'll begin to see the fruits that they bear. You understand? So those are the things that we have to do going forward, because at the end of the day, we must understand that yes, it's only a season, right? But if we're coming out of a negative season, it has to be something positive in front of us. We have to fight for that. And even if we are on a positive season, we have to fight for that, because we know there is something ready to take us down and bring out seeds to be not nurtured and developed correctly. The fight is always going to be there. The battle is always going to be yours, but you have to prepare yourself for whatever's coming for you. You can't be walking around here with blinders on your eyes. You have to be able to see all perspectives. Not to say that we know everything. That's why some of us in this grown stage, we got to stop being grown, because there's always room for growth. Don't never stunt your growth, especially in a season, right? Because if you stunt your growth in a season, that seed may never develop at all. That seed may not receive the water that it needs, because you stunting the growth. It may not receive that sun that it needs to break out of the shell, because you're stunting its growth. You don't know everything. I don't know everything. This is why I am blessed to have people like you guys around me, because I learn from you people. I learn from all of you guys, whether it's Cheeky and Shakira, whether it's Watermelon, whether it's Word, Commander, Lisa. I'm learning things every day. And that's why I share a lot of you guys out, because I believe in you guys, and your information will help other people understand something that I may have missed. But it's all in a positive aspect. It'll help you grow. It'll help you elevate. That's why a lot of y'all get, I'll share your videos, because I believe that you guys are doing the right thing. If I didn't, I wouldn't do it. If I didn't care about nobody, I would just sit there and be, and I'll just sit there and watch you and not say nothing, right? I'm pretty sure. For example, I know I've been blocked on people's page, but I don't really care, right? If they're saying something that's encouraging, I still may share it, even though they may have blocked me. You understand what I'm saying? All right, y'all go ahead and check out ABC 123. They're doing some good. They're having a good conversation over there. It doesn't matter to me. If I believe it's going to help somebody, it's my job to do it, especially in this season of harmonizing. Because if you don't have the answers within yourself, you can't be in harmony with yourself, right? That's why I could take advice from people and say, "Hey, what am I doing wrong?" Well, you have to be more encouraging with your words. You have to be more confident in what you're saying. You have to really, you have to turn it down just a little bit. Your passion is overshadowing your message, or whatever it is. I take that because I believe that I'm being led in the right direction. If I can't take advice, how can I give it? If I don't believe in somebody encouraging me, how can I encourage somebody else? All of that is growth in my season of harmony, because I have to receive what's being told to me, whether it's tough love, criticism, or however you want to look at it. I have to receive it and apply it to myself and see if it works. If it works, it works. If it don't, it don't. If it don't apply, let it fly. You understand? Those are the things that I need to do in order for me to have my season of harmony. And without each and every one of you guys, it may not have been possible. It's not that, like I said, I don't know everything. But the best thing about, being in my Christ like attribute is that I'm willing to learn from every aspect, whether it's from a female perspective or a male perspective, whether it's from a hardcore perspective, or a soft tone perspective, whether it's through sports or whether it's through, religion. Well, however it's coming to me, I always take what I can and try to get something out of it. You understand? Yeah, that's right. We learn from each other, right? You're right, Chiki. What have you learned from me? I've learned from you, Watermelon, that sometimes you know the consistency of being overwhelmed cannot hold me back, right? If I think I'm doing too much, I must slow down. If I feel like if I feel like that, people are out to get me, I have to make sure I take a step back so I can see things in its proper perspective. Those are the things that I've learned from a lot of you guys. Shakira, I learned from you, like, well, you and Chi the same way, right? The fact that y'all dig so much into the history, the archives, whether it's black people history or whatever, you guys do the work that other people are afraid to do. They may feel like it's too much, but for you, it's exactly what you guys need to do in order for y'all to get it down. Pat, right? That may be true too, watermelon word. But like even the word, word, you know how me and you operate. We've been operating like this for a little while. You know what I mean? You feed me info, I feed you info. You feed me understanding, I feed you understanding. You feed me wisdom, I absorb it all. Commander, even in your soft tone, right? Your words have an impact that just so soothing, right? That it has no choice but to resonate, right? Even if it don't fit, you try to you absorb all the information from the conversation that you have, right? And those are the things that we all need in life, right? Because everything is not going to fit. Our job is not to fit puzzles, unwanted puzzle piece into a puzzle. And Lisa, you already know how Lisa, oh my gosh, Lisa is so patient with her delivery of those numbers and those stocks. Prez ain't here either, but he's one of those people too. He has an understanding of those things that makes it so simple that even a baby could understand it. Like he's one of those, him and Lisa are one of those people that'll make it. They will simplify it and meet you right where you need to be. Shut up, word. I know you. My bad. Be quiet, word. I know what you're saying, but that's just like you just have to make those. There's people that are willing to meet people where they are, and Lisa and Perez are one of those people. Atmosphere, you you out there somewhere right now. You ain't just a spectator. Atmosphere, you gave me the confidence to say, you know what, I can have people on a panel. We can have conversations, and it can be serious, and we can tell jokes, but it could be informative, yet at the same time, you one of those people that you know, even if you don't speak, Cheeky too. Even if she don't speak, when she speak, it holds value. And that's one of the things. I don't think they're afraid to have those conversations. I just think that when they're ready to talk, it has value. And those are the things that is truly valuable about each and every one of y'all. You know what I mean? So those are the people that 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 have added to my season of harmony, whether they understand it or not. Good night, watermelon. Um, you got to understand when people are adding to you, it's for your good. It should not be for your bad. But there are discouragers and think they're encouraging. Some people's peace is PIECE and not the regular peace that you need, right? So we have to understand. We have to understand if we try the spirit and see whether the spirit is of good or evil or of God, as the Bible would say, you will understand it's for your liking, it's for your advantage. You have to intake it, soak it in. He said, "Prez make my head hurt. He makes things sound simple but drive you crazy trying to think on it alone." Yeah, I mean, I don't know about that one. You over there tripping, but ever since listening to them, their information on reading, in stocks and investing and all of those things, they make it so to where, hey, you don't have to have the big bucks. You can start. They make this is how simple they make it, right? They make it so simple. They I don't know if you guys ever heard it try to make a dollar out of 15 cents. Well, I know you heard it, but they make it that simple. that you can make a dollar out of 15 cents. That's how simple Lisa and Prez make it. And then you just continue to feed off of their information and apply it. And then when you do make that dollar or the 15 cent, now you can say, now can I make a dollar? Now can I make $3 off a dollar? Can I make $5 off $2? Can I, you know what I mean? Can I make five off of 10? You know, they tell you to start small because they understand that, the lower the risk, the lower the gain. They don't want you to lose it all, but at the same time, you know, they are allowing themselves to be available for you to understand that, and those are the things. Like even, I know I made a suggestion before, right? Like certain people need to team up, network, right? I always said that Cheeky and Shakira should always team up because they do so much work that it can't be nothing but a blessing for somebody. I told Cheeky that all the time. I used to tell her like, "Yo, y'all need to team up." Shakira, I know. I mean, I get it, but I just think some people just need to, to work together because your work can become a bushel of roses. It'll be so beautiful that you can't miss. I don't think you guys can miss. Maybe I'm biased because I rock with you guys. Maybe so, right? That's why I tell Word all the time. Word, you got to continue. You got to keep going. At the end of the day, you guys are blessing, right? And in a season of harmony, you need all the blessings you can get because there's always going to be something. There's always going to be a thorn that's ready to prick you when you pick the roses, right? There's always somebody that's being nasty and put a nail on the road so you may have a flat tire, right? As we got to prepare for that, we also have to understand that it's a possibility that those things may happen, right? It's a possibility that if it rains, you might airplane into the side of the road if you don't know how to drive in those storms. We have to continue to move in our storms. That's why the season of harmony for me is such a success because even when the storms came, even if I had to pull to the side until the rain stopped, the patience of me just sitting there was enough for me to continue to look at what else I need to do. What else I need to do? Did I cover A? Did I cover B? Did I cover C? That's how we got to go forward in this thing called life, right? We have to make sure that even in the progression of our season, that everything is covered, right? And if we're winning most of the battles, you will win the war. And those are the things that I'm saying. BDB, what up, nine? What it do? What it do? Right? And we have to understand when that season is complete, you can actually you could take in that blessing that you just gave to somebody else because the season is for you to complete, but it's a blessing for somebody else. It's a blessing for you, but it's a blessing for somebody else, right? If you give out an encouraging word, you may could apply it to yourself, but it's going out for somebody that needs it too. And that's the thing that we have is the season is the same thing, right? And those are the things that we have to look forward to. You know what I mean? Like I'm just getting super excited, right? Because for those of you that may not, I'm thinking about doing other things besides just this thing. So something for the sports lover. I'm a fan of sports, so I'm looking to adventure to some other sports aspect. Why? Because that's another passion of mine. Like I've been around sports all my life, so that could be a new season of harm. That could be a part of my season of harmony, right? And it's not to exclude those that don't like sports. I just know that my passion for sports can bring people together, not to go at a harsh debate, but have a conversation about sports. Hopefully, they can leave their debating skills to the side because it's not about debating. We're having a conversation. You know, I like the word conversation because if we debate, that means we're competing, and if we're competing, that means somebody got to win. A conversation, you should not have. There's no winning a conversation. I've never heard of that before, right? So we have to understand. You know, okay, atmosphere. So yeah, I was thinking about the football season. So I might, come on at a, maybe I thought about after the Sunday night game. I had a suggestion, just wait for that entire week to finish, which would be Monday night, and then talk about the week in its totality. I haven't really, decided which one to do, but I just think that's something that we should be doing. You know what I mean? And I know that there are a lot of ladies on, that follow me. It's not to exclude y'all because the content will still be the content, but just for those that like to talk about sports and they don't have to look for. I don't want to name drop, but those people that's their profession. You understand what I'm saying? They're just normal people having normal conversation, and we kicking it for a little bit. We shooting the breeze about, okay, well, this team could have did this, or this quarterback could have done that, or you don't like the defensive calls or certain. You understand what I'm saying? You can do that. Okay, cheeky. Well, we gonna see you there then. You know what I mean? But those are the things that like I said, if we can, we just need to stop having idle time. And the season of harmony is not going to allow me to have much idle time because you have to continue to work. The Bible says, "Work while it's day, for when night comes, no man shall work." Meaning, if you not understanding that nighttime is the end of the time, then you ain't gonna understand. You got to continue to work to stay away from idle time. You understand? Yes, that's right, Commander. Sports therapy, right? And then if something comes up personally, hey, hold on, we're gonna put that to the side real quick. We're gonna have this conversation. We will zoom the sports talk in a minute. That's the type of guy that I am, right? Because I understand that harmony comes in many shapes, form, and fashions. It doesn't just, you know, have to be a kumbaya moment. You can have a conversation, and then your word and my word may have a third person want to come up on a panel, a fourth person, whatever. Right? A topic can be a harmonizing moment. Right? You understand? So we have to understand whatever season we're in. You know, whatever season I'm still in, I'm just completing one part of the season. It may not be the end of that season, but the portion of that season. But if it is that season of harmony that has ended for me, I'm just awaiting the next step to go forward. You know, look at busting sports that or that one. I might. That's when I might change. I might change the name up. I'm gonna act like I'm an athlete. Shout out to the word. I'm gonna be Mister 33. 33 is an important number in certain sports aspect. Whether it's Roger Craig or Patrick Ewing or I forgot who was 33 in baseball. But 33 is a sports number, right? Whether people understand it or not. So I can do that with no problem. You know what I mean? So when that comes down, it'll be like that. So, hey Diane, how are you? You think so, Cheeky? Maybe so. I still got time. I'm elaborating. Some people, making two channels may be a little bit too much. I'm still in the building process of it all. I am excited because that's what I'm saying. When you have that season, it'll give you the jolt spark, the oomph that you need to go forward in life, right? You got to continue to fight whatever, like I said, whatever the difficulty is, it'll give you that jolt to overcome said tribulation or a situation that's trying to stop you from going where you need to go. So, I am really excited about that. Uh, you know, but that's what I'm saying. It's just the joy of completing the season. I don't even know if y'all hear it in my voice, the jumpiness of the situation. It's just the fact that the passion of bringing people together is a joy for me, right? Like, I'm not saying that my life is perfect, right? I'm just saying that I am willing to be a blessing or a helper to somebody that's going through a situation, not to be a helpmate as far as in a relationship, as far as, well, I could say a relationship. You could be a helpmate and not be in this concept of helpmate as husband or wife. You could be a friend and be a helpmate. You could be a brother and be a helpmate. You could be a sister and helpmate, as long as you ain't taking it to that technical level, right? So the fact that I'm in that season of harmony is why I'm excited about certain things. And like, I just finished my unselfishness. What do I mean by the unselfishness? I just spent time with the kids for the summer, right? Their summertime is winding down. Because now they're in August, right? So now they got to get ready for school and things like that. I gave them their time of me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Stop every progression. I was on YouTube every once in a while, but it was always at night. Why? Because in the day, it belonged to them. You understand what I'm saying? But now that they're going away, or not going away, they're getting ready to get themselves ready for school. I can go back to my regular schedule, get on there about 11 o'clock and handle my business the rest of the day and come back and be busted down brown at its normal time. You understand? I could still be like, if somebody need me, hey, I'm still here. You understand? Give me a second. And the kids ain't gonna be able to distract me now. I can give you the time that you need if that's what you want to do. You understand? Those are the things that I'm talking about. Bronze, what up though? And it, like I said, that season, that season, man, y'all don't even understand the energy that this season has given me. You know, I start, the kids, they give you the energy, right? Your children give you energy. You could be dead tired, but them active young children, they can give you that jolt. So that's what this season is doing for me in my mind. It's giving me the jolt. Hey, how else can I help? How else can I be, encouraging? How much can I be productive to help somebody get from point A to point B? How do you understand? I can do all of those things, and and be that kind of person that say, you know what? If I can harmonize your whole mind, body, and soul, if I can harmonize you with just people that concern and cares about you, I will be a blessing instead of a curse. Nobody wants to be a curse. Everybody wants to be a blessing, and not just to be blessed, but just to show like, yo, I can be an encourager and get through that. Word, you going live already? I just got an alert say you going live. But I just, like I said, this, it was just a blessing. Uh, I put a poll up, for to ask y'all a question: which is more important, quality or quantity? Right? I asked y'all to, put, you go check out my community wall and put your advice there, or put your suggestion there, which one you think is more valuable, because I'm going to have a topic about that in the next couple of days, because I, I have a unique look on it. I don't know if you'll be shocked with my answer, but you'll understand where I'm coming from if you agree or disagree with it, one way or another. But I just wanted to, I appreciate you guys, stopping by and listening to my conversation, or my words for, or my testimony of my harmonizing season of, and how, what made me be missing for a little bit, But I just felt like, in order for me to be a blessing outside, I had to be a blessing inside. So the fact that I was able to have a family reunion, and it was a success, it allows me to say, hey, I'm still making the steps in the right direction. But I just wanted to, come up here and have this conversation, because a lot of you guys, y'all have shown me what, consistency and commitment can actually do. You know what I mean? And I truly thank all of y'all, because y'all have a hand in the success of the family reunion, whether you understand it or not, whether you just gave me a word of encouragement or your consistency of support. It allows me to say, hey, like Bronze. Bronze don't talk, he's not a talk. Well, he has. I haven't heard him speak in a while, but his consistency to show the support, it allows him to say, "Hey, you got to be doing something right because this one guy is consistently showing love and showing support. So you have to be on the right track, and that's how you need that. You need that type of um, perspective in going forward with your whatever your season is for that particular time. You know." Yes, Diane. I tell Cheeky that all the time. I'm like, yo, she's awesome. I like I just said earlier. Um, I think her and Shakira should, I think they should link up and have that conversation because they do some awesome job on the history prospects or aspect of their channels. And I just think if we can all, if we could just come together and work together and we, I know, shout out to Word again. It's just, if we could work together, it's just a better us, right? We're not, it's just a better thing because if two incredible minds come together and it works, I don't even know what's above incredible. What is it? I'm going to say super duper, maybe, but it's just, it's just a thing. Well, I don't know what's going on, Diane, but it's just the fact that we can work together. It'll be productive, and that's the thing that we need to do. We just need to continue to work together. We need to continue to harmonize. That's the message for the day. Harmonize, right? If we can work together, it'll be a better us because we can actually show people that, hey, there's two content creators that's working together. They may have a conversation. They may go back and forth, but they're doing it and they can agree to disagree. That's something that I tell Word all the time. When you can have a conversation and you can leave it at, I agree, I disagree with what you're saying or whatever, and it don't go over that, it may not be viewable for other people, but for some people, it can say, hey, we can have that conversation and it don't turn into a ruckus, a chaotic scene, or somebody getting cursed out or whatever the case may be because there's two adults that understand that, hey, you can have a disagreement, but it may help somebody one way or the other. That's harmonizing, whether they agree or disagree. You're getting two points of view, and it'll be able to help somebody somewhere down the line. If that's our objective anyway, that's the objective. You're succeeding because somebody got a message one way or the other. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I say we have to continue to stay the course. Continue your seasons, guys. I'm just happy that I was just so excited that my family reunion went so well because it takes work. But once again, when your season is over, or when your season or your goal is complete, the beauty of the succession of what you created is all the joy that that's all the joy that you need. It's the satisfaction that you need to say, hey, well done. I did it. Spiritually, God may tell you, hey, well done, good and faithful servant, right? Because it was placed in your heart, you followed it through, and now you completed it. It's just like if you plant some onions or potatoes and you see that thing start sprouting, you get excited, like, look at this, it's coming. I'm doing it right. And when that final product come out, say, you know what? You I could do this again. Now you might go from a potato to an onion, from an onion to a carrot. Some of y'all might even go for a fruit from an apple to a watermelon. No pun intended, watermelon. I don't even know if you're still here, but you said good night. You understand what I'm saying? It'll allow you to continue the growth. And that's the beauty of a season. The season will always allow you to grow because you're never too grown for growth. That's the beauty of the seasons. And those are the things that we have to understand. Your season, your season, it allows you to do things. that other people may not expect of you, but you know you have it in you. And then when you see it, and then when it sprouts, you could you're not even looking for things, but you the joy that it brings you, it allows you to go forward in life. But you know, I truly thank you guys for stopping by. I think Words is getting ready to start his live. I think y'all, yeah, his topic is going to resonate with some of you guys. So please head over to Word and don't be scared. It's only like, yeah, but atmosphere. It may only be life, but some people are afraid to fail. That's why a lot of people don't try, right? Because they're so worried about failing. The failing notion may not even allow them to try to start it in the beginning. And those are the things, there's so many people that's afraid to fail that they won't even plant the seed. They won't even let the ground be they won't fertilize the ground for the seed to be planted. And those are the things that we have to continue to work on with each other, right? And that's the thing. Kiki says, what you say? You help me keep you help to keep me on my toes with the info too. Well, but that's the beauty of the whole thing, right? That's why I said if I could be a blessing, hey, if I say Cheeky, what do you think about this aspect? And then you come back to me and say, Gary, would you have a conversation of A, B, and C? And I'll have a conversation. If it works, it's two people feeding off each other. Information is a key, is a key of life. If you don't have it to share, you can't share it. But if you have it to share, and you can allow somebody else to prosper from it, that's the blessing of the whole thing. And so, those are the things that I look forward to. I just feel awkward. Like I was so nervous coming back on tonight that I'm like, hey, uh, hi, yeah, Diane. Diane, I'm going back to the regular schedule. I promise. Like I was telling them earlier, for the past few months, the kids, I have my kids, and the kids, I devoted my kids to the day, and then at night I will probably come on. But I'll probably start going back to the regular schedule in the morning. Or busted down knees of the winter. You's a hater. You that's why we're gonna make the sports channel atmosphere. Because I know you got something to say. And when we get there, you can say what you want. I just hope your team win. And I don't care what sport it is. But I hope they win. But yeah, oh, y'all got jokes, okay. But yeah, I truly appreciate you guys, coming through. I thank y'all for allowing me to find my voice. It's been a while since I've done this. The excitement, it did shake me up for a little bit because I ain't been on here in a while. Oh Lord, cheeky, not you. Oh yeah, you. Oh my God, that's it. All right, we gonna get that started. We got like another month before the season start. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. You know what I mean? We'll get to it. Oh, not you too, Commander. Oh my God. Oh Lord. Yeah, but anyway, I truly appreciate you guys coming through. I appreciate you guys. Oh, oh God, Commander. I'm gonna be nice because I think we play you guys first. All right, that's enough of the sports talk. But I truly appreciate you guys coming through tonight. Uh, like I said, the next one is going to be about quality or quantity. I'm gonna give myself maybe I don't know. I'm if you guys vote, I'll give I may start as early as tomorrow or maybe Monday the latest. But I want to have that conversation because it's a unique conversation for me. At the end of the day, like I said, you may be surprised at my answer, you may not, but I just think we need to have that conversation because thank you, Cheeky. At the end of the day, you know, as Word would say, a better you is a better us, but more each one could teach one. So with that being said, y'all, Y'all check word out tonight, and I'm out. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. I'm out.